something has shifted. In the vast silence of space, a signal from Mars has been received, and it's unlike anything we've heard before. It's not random, it's not static, it's patterned, pulsing, almost like a language. But here's the real mystery. It's not just reaching machines, it may be reaching you. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 7 astonishing discoveries connected to this Martian signal. Events happening right now, from strange frequency shifts to vanishing space data, to a rare cosmic alignment happening on April 12th that ancient prophecies warned us about centuries ago. But this video isn't about fear, it's about awakening. Because what if this signal isn't a threat, but a turning point? What if something, out there or within, is inviting us to evolve, to reconnect, to finally understand what our ancestors tried to tell us? You're not here by accident. If you've been feeling different lately, more aware, more emotional, more curious, then this message is meant for you. And here's what makes this journey even more powerful. You don't need to be a scientist to feel the shift. You don't need proof to know something is calling. Because deep down, we all sense it. A change in energy, in dreams, in the air around us. So I urge you, watch until the very end. Every point we reveal builds on the last. By the end of this video, you'll not only have a clearer understanding of what's happening, you'll feel more connected, more awakened, and maybe even more empowered. And when you're done, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What are you feeling? Are you sensing something new in your dreams, your body, your thoughts? Because in this moment, it's not just about receiving a signal from Mars. It's about unlocking something deep within ourselves. This is the beginning of something incredible. And you're part of it. Let's begin. 1. The mysterious signal frequency shift. It started as a whisper, buried in static, barely noticeable, hidden among the usual galactic noise that deep space antennas pick up every day. But then, something changed. On March 29th, at exactly 3:14 a.m. UTC, researchers at a private observatory in Nevada intercepted a radio frequency that hadn't been active in nearly 47 years. What they discovered wasn't random. It wasn't solar interference or mechanical error. It was a pattern, a repeating, structured signal, almost like Morse code, but more complex, almost musical. Initially dismissed as an anomaly, things escalated quickly when the same signal was detected across 3 continents by independent observers with zero connection to each other. That's when the shock set in, because when the signal's rhythm was analyzed, it revealed something terrifyingly familiar. It mirrored Earth's own Schumann resonance, the electromagnetic pulse that literally keeps our planet's atmosphere alive. This frequency is the heartbeat of Earth. And now, somehow, Mars is pulsing in sync with us. Let that sink in. Mars is matching Earth's energetic heartbeat. This isn't something that can happen naturally, at least not based on anything humanity understands about planetary science. Theorists are now asking the uncomfortable question: is Mars mimicking us or responding to us? Some scientists believe this is the start of interplanetary synchronization, a phenomenon that has only been discussed in science fiction. Until now, they warn that if this continues, it could affect more than just technology. They believe this pulse could begin influencing human behavior, our moods, our dreams, even our biological rhythms. In fact, there have already been reports of sudden insomnia spikes, intense lucid dreams, and unexplained anxiety in regions where the signal has been strongest. But here's where things get even darker. A top-secret leak from within a European space agency claims that this signal isn't new. It was first heard decades ago, but silenced from the public. And the last time it was heard, a series of global blackouts and sudden magnetic disruptions followed just weeks later. Are we on the edge of that happening again? Some conspiracy researchers think this isn't a warning from Mars. It's a reply to something we sent a long time ago. Maybe something NASA launched, or a probe that reached the Martian surface and triggered a dormant force. Could it be that Mars has been waiting for this very moment, April 12th, to sync with Earth for a reason? And if so, what is that reason? A peaceful connection, a coded warning, or the beginning of something far beyond our control? Comment below. Do you think this signal is a fluke? Or is something out there finally answering us? And most importantly, are we ready for what comes next? 2. The disappearance of Rover archives. They say data doesn't lie, but what happens when the truth disappears? On April 2nd, a confidential leak from a retired NASA engineer sent shockwaves through the space community. This wasn't a casual rumor. It came with timestamps, logs, and chilling insider knowledge. According to this source, several critical audio-visual files from the Mars rover missions, specifically from late 2023 and early 2024, had mysteriously vanished from all official archives. Not corrupted, not moved, scrubbed clean, erased like they never existed. And here's the most unsettling part. These weren't minor bits of data. These were full recordings, capturing days of activity from the rover's high-definition camera, its environmental sensors, and its electromagnetic scanners. It's as if someone didn't want the world to see what was there. Now you might be thinking, maybe it was a glitch, a routine data loss. That happens, right? Wrong. Multiple backup servers across different countries also showed zero trace of the missing files. Even the fail-safe cloud logs, encrypted and nearly impossible to tamper with, came up blank. That's when whispers began to circulate. According to individuals close to the project, one of the final transmissions captured something unexplainable on the Martian surface. A shadow. Not just any shadow. This one moved with purpose. It didn't match any known terrain feature. It didn't resemble any man-made rover or probe. It was tall, humanoid, and most disturbingly, it walked upright. Technicians tried to analyze the electromagnetic data tied to the shadow, and what they found defied every protocol. It emitted irregular bursts of energy, completely different from any known natural source. Not solar, not magnetic, something else. Then, radio silence. Just a few days later, the mysterious signal from Mars reached Earth. Coincidence or cause and effect? And suddenly, the archive logs began to disappear. Those who asked questions, technicians, data scientists, even interns, were either reassigned, silenced, or their access revoked. Some claim they were even warned to stop asking about the shadow. Why? Was this shadow something ancient that had been disturbed, something alive? Or even worse, was it not from Mars at all, but something that came to Mars? Now, we're left with a terrifying question. Was the signal Earth just received a warning from Mars, an SOS about something dangerous? Or was it a deliberate distraction to keep us from finding out what the rover actually discovered? And most importantly, who's behind the cover-up? NASA, a private corporation, or someone else entirely? Drop your theory in the comments. Do you think there was something on those missing tapes that could change everything we know about life beyond Earth? Or are we witnessing the biggest space secret in human history? 3. Mars and the April 12th. Solar alignment. There are cosmic events that pass without notice. And then there are alignments that send a chill down the spine of history itself. On April 12th, Mars, Earth, and the Sun will form a rare celestial triangle, an exact geometric alignment that ancient star watchers once feared and revered. They called it the Red Trine. To modern astronomers, it's just another orbital position. But to ancient Babylonian astrologers and mystic sky readers, this configuration was a signal, a powerful moment when Mars, the planet of war, opens communication with the unseen worlds of spirit, shadow, and change. And here's where things get disturbing. This exact alignment hasn't happened in nearly 700 years. The last recorded occurrence? 1347. The same year, the Black Death began its terrifying spread across Europe, wiping out millions. Coincidence or cosmic warning? Some believe this alignment acts like a cosmic key, unlocking gateways between physical planets and spiritual planes. A channel where messages, energies, or even entities might pass through. Could that be why we're receiving signals from Mars now? Not random, but perfectly timed with this alignment. In hidden manuscripts from ancient Egypt and India, there are references to a celestial event where the Red One sings under the sun's gaze and the breath of spirit stirs in the bones of stone. Many researchers now believe that's a poetic reference to this exact formation, a time when Mars becomes more than just a rock in the sky, but a messenger. And here's the real mind-bender. Some tribal legends, especially from South American and Tibetan sources, claim their ancestors came from the stars, specifically from a red world once covered in water and life. These ancient peoples described activation portals, mystical gates buried deep underground that could only open under a trine of flame, now believed to mean this triangle alignment. So the real question becomes, what, if anything, is being activated this April 12th? Could it be a shift in human consciousness, a global awakening, or something darker, an ancient force that was locked away until now? Already, people around the world have reported feeling off as the date approaches. Strange dreams, sudden emotional shifts, a sense of something watching, something waiting. The timing of this solar alignment, the vanishing Mars rover files, the mysterious frequency pulsing from the red planet, it all seems to be converging, too precise to be random, too timely to ignore. So we ask you, the truth seekers, the curious minds watching this right now, what do you think this alignment truly means? Is it a message, a warning, or the beginning of something much bigger than we can understand? Drop your theory in the comments, and don't forget, April 12th is just around the corner. The sudden Mars dream phenomenon. It started quietly, like a strange coincidence you'd read about on a message board. One person described it on a late-night forum. A dream of a red desert, a massive stone doorway, and a voice, calm, distant, but crystal clear, whispering numbers they didn't understand. Then, another person posted the same thing, and another, and another. Within 3 weeks, over 10,000 people across the world had reported experiencing the exact same dream, the same eerie landscape, the same towering doorway, the same whispering numbers. But here's what sent chills down the spines of researchers. Nearly all of them woke up at exactly 3:33 a.m. every single time. This isn't your typical dream coincidence. This is a global psychic phenomenon, and experts are starting to panic. Psychologists were the first to weigh in, calling it a collective subconscious response to space news. But that theory didn't hold up when people in remote villages with no internet access started describing the same dream, right down to the sound of wind howling across the Martian sand. Even more disturbing, A handful of individuals said they woke up with dust on their hands. Reddish, gritty, strange. Some even said their fingernails had a faint metallic scent, like iron. When samples were taken in secret by independent labs, the results came back as unidentifiable mineral material. Let that sink in. Unidentifiable, not from Earth, not matching any known compound. And the dreams? They all began on the exact night the mysterious signal from Mars was received. Coincidence? Or connection? Some spiritual guides and energy workers have their own theory. Mars isn't trying to communicate through machines or satellites. It's speaking through us, through our minds, through our dreams. It's bypassing the physical world and reaching straight into the subconscious. In ancient cultures, dreams were seen as portals, gateways between dimensions. Could it be that Mars has found a way to plant a message, not in our radios, but in our souls? The numbers whispered in the dreams vary, but many repeat sequences have emerged. 33, 7, 4, 1, 2. Some believe they're coordinates. Others think they're activation codes, designed to unlock ancient parts of the brain. And some believe that the giant stone doorway seen in every dream isn't just a symbol. It's real. A Martian gateway, waiting to be found, or waiting to open. So now, we ask you, watching this video, have you had this dream? Did you see the red sky, the door, the voice? Did you wake up at 3:33 a.m.? Comment yes or no below. And if you did, tell us exactly what you saw. You might not be alone. The message may already be inside you. The code found in the signal. On April 5th, a group of independent cryptographers, experts in military-grade decoding, announced something that left even the most skeptical scientists in stunned silence. They had extracted a repeating sequence from the mysterious Martian signal. The numbers were 7, 4, 12, 19, 3. At first glance, they didn't match anything. Not frequencies, not coordinates, not Mars rover logs. They didn't correlate with Martian terrain, temperature readings, or orbital data. But when the team started comparing those numbers to Earth-based anomalies, a disturbing pattern emerged. Each number matched the exact date of major satellite communication blackouts on Earth. Incidents that were never fully explained. 7. July blackout of 2023 that left weather satellites offline for hours. 4. April 2024's brief loss of ISS contact. 12. A January 12th GPS outage in North America. 19. A mysterious global internet lag spike on March 19th. 3. A classified incident from 2022 still under government lock and key. All these events happened separately, until now. The signal seems to be revealing its own timeline of interference, moments where it may have already reached into Earth's systems, a breadcrumb trail of manipulation quietly unfolding. But here's where things get chilling. Some analysts reversed the order of the numbers and overlaid them with astrological positions. When aligned with celestial events, the pattern ends at April 12th, the date of the upcoming Mars-Earth-Sun alignment. A date that's now beginning to feel less like a coincidence and more like a deadline. So the question becomes, is this a countdown? And if so, what is it counting down to? Some say it's contact, the beginning of open communication between Earth and something else, something waiting on Mars. Others fear it's a reset, a final wave of signal interference powerful enough to disable key systems on Earth. Satellites, communications, even nuclear defense grids. There are even whispers in the conspiracy community that the numbers aren't just dates, but keys, activation codes meant to unlock certain events, systems, or even parts of the human mind. One theorist believes the sequence mirrors patterns found in ancient Sumerian temple architecture, structures thought to be designed with extraterrestrial frequencies. Let that sink in. If this is a message, it's either trying to warn us or prepare us. Either way, April 12th isn't just another day on the calendar. It's the end of the pattern, the final number. The question now is, what happens when that number is reached? Drop your theory in the comments. What do you think these numbers mean? A code, a countdown, or a secret history we were never supposed to uncover? And most importantly, are we running out of time? 6. The sudden silence from government agencies. You would think that after the Martian signal was unofficially confirmed, the world's top space agencies would be lining up to address it. NASA, ESA, even private companies like SpaceX, surely someone would say something, but instead, nothing. No press releases, no social media updates, no expert commentary on space news blogs. In fact, even the usually active online forums where aerospace insiders share data have gone eerily dark. It's as if someone flipped a switch, and the silence isn't just unsettling, it's intentional. So what's really going on? Some believe this is just caution, governments taking time to verify facts, but others, they see it for what it might truly be, a coordinated blackout, a purposeful attempt to shut down all information related to the signal from Mars. And here's where it gets deeply disturbing. According to a leaked message from an anonymous whistleblower, someone who claims to have worked on a classified interplanetary monitoring program, certain global elite groups have been waiting for this signal for decades. Waiting, watching, preparing. The source alleges that a highly secretive project, codenamed Red Echo, was launched in the 1980s to monitor potential life sign patterns from Mars, not to defend against them, but to wake them up. Let that sink in. This wasn't a warning system. It was a trigger system, an intentional experiment designed to make contact with something buried deep beneath Mars's surface. Something ancient, possibly intelligent, and not entirely dormant. But now that the signal has finally responded, it's not going according to plan. There's panic behind closed doors, because whatever is answering back isn't following their rules, and that may explain the sudden silence, not out of ignorance, but fear. Some insiders believe the agencies have lost control of the very thing they helped activate, that the signal isn't just noise, it's a response, a call and answer exchange between humanity and something it doesn't fully understand. But if that's true, then why aren't we being told? Why go silent at the very moment when people deserve transparency the most? One theory is that the silence is the message, that we've crossed a line, and now the only choice is to keep the public in the dark. Another theory? That this is the calm before the storm, that something much bigger is coming and they're buying time to prepare for a scenario we're not ready to face. Either way, the silence is speaking volumes. And now we ask you, do you trust the silence? Is it responsible caution or a cover-up of something too powerful to control? Something that's no longer just on Mars, but reaching across space into our skies, our dreams, and maybe soon, our world. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you, because the only thing more dangerous than a mysterious signal is the moment no one talks about it. 7. The April 12th Reset Theory. Something big is coming, but not an explosion, not a war, not destruction. Instead, what if it's a reset? More and more scientists, spiritual leaders, astrologers, even cryptographers are starting to believe that April 12th isn't just the final date in a strange Martian sequence. It's a turning point, a moment in time where everything changes, not by force, but by frequency. This theory, now called the April 12th reset, suggests that the signal we've received from Mars isn't just a random transmission. It's not a threat. It might actually be an invitation to step into a new version of ourselves, a new vibration, a new consciousness. Here's where it gets even stranger. Newly uncovered scrolls from a Tibetan monastery, locked away for centuries and only recently translated, tell of a red god who returns to Earth every 798 years. This god, they say, doesn't come from the sky, but from within the Earth. It arrives only when Mars, the red planet, is in perfect alignment with the Sun and Earth, just like it will be on April 12th. The scrolls call this moment the awakening of the Watchers. Metaphor or memory? Because if Mars was once a living planet, as many scientists now believe, could it have left behind not just ruins, but rituals, codes, messages, a way to reach us now that we're finally advanced enough to understand? Energy workers, meditation practitioners, and even people who've never practiced a spiritual day in their life are starting to feel something. At night, around 3 a.m., a pulse, a vibration in the chest, dreams that feel too real, moments of déjà vu so powerful they stop people mid-sentence. Some believe these are activation symptoms, evidence that our DNA is responding to something, that we're tuning into a frequency that's always been around us, but only now being fully received. Others think the reset will happen in technology, that artificial intelligence, energy systems, and satellite networks are already syncing up in strange ways, that Earth's tech grid is beginning to recode itself, driven by subtle Martian instructions embedded in the pulse. But whether it's a spiritual unlocking, a tech recalibration, or a planetary evolution, April 12th is being seen as the day everything shifts. So the only question that matters is this: are you ready? Ready to let go of fear and step into the unknown? Ready to accept the possibility that Mars isn't just a rock in space, but a part of our story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is a contact signal, an ancient invitation from another world? Or do you believe it's a warning that we're on the edge of something we can't control? Either way, something is coming. And after April 12th, nothing may ever be the same again. So now you've seen it all: the signal, the signs, the silence, and the possibility of something much bigger than we've ever imagined. The truth is, we may never get a press release or a breaking news alert that tells us what's really happening. But maybe we don't need one, because deep inside, many of us are already feeling it: the shift, the pulse, the reset. Whether it's in your dreams, your thoughts, or your energy, something is waking up. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't the end of the mystery. Maybe it's the beginning of something beautiful. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Mars is trying to warn us, guide us, or awaken us? Remember, you're not alone in this feeling. We're all tuning in together. And whatever happens on April 12th, you were meant to see this before it did. If this video made you think, feel, or question, share it. Let's light up the world with awareness, positivity, and curiosity. The signal has reached us. Now it's up to us to listen, stay safe, stay open, and stay awake.